Hey, greetings everyone. Good morning, or whatever time it is where you are when you're seeing this video. Um, if you're seeing this video, it should be because you are currently enrolled in CS135-I01 for the summer term, the full summer term of 2021. And hopefully you're aware that that summer term begins as I'm recording this tomorrow, June 2nd, Wednesday, June 2nd. So I wanted to do a little bit of introduction of me. I'm Dr. Ray. I'll be the professor who is leading this online course. And I also wanted to introduce you to the tools and the resources that you have and kind of talk about the structure of this course moving forward. Okay, so without further ado, let's go over here and let me share this screen with you. Okay. So hopefully you're seeing right now the Canvas dashboard. If you've never used Canvas before, it's at the address canvas.una.edu. Nope, that's incorrect. It's at the address, confusingly, it's at the address una.instructure.com. The reason why is because Instructure is the name of the company that runs Canvas. Okay, so another easier way, perhaps the way you're used to finding it, is to go to the UNA webpage, una.edu. And here, this link will take you to Canvas. And I'm already logged in, so that's why we're seeing my Canvas dashboard. But you'll be asked to log in, and it's just your normal UNA credentials. So your UNA password/username or username/password. Excuse me. And then you'll see a list of classes that you're currently enrolled for. And one of them should be CS135-I01. Okay? Let's talk a little bit about what that I means. The I means that this is an internet-based class, it's an online class. All of the summer classes, to the best of my knowledge, for this summer are still online only. What that means practically is that we do not have a set time when we are going to meet, so we do not have set class times, and because of that, we are not going to have regular lectures either. So this class is going to be delivered to you using Canvas, okay? So it's extremely important that you have access to the internet and can find your way to the Canvas learning management system that we're looking at right now. The class is organized into modules, and roughly there will be one module per week as we move forward. In the past, students have asked me, hey, can we run ahead and do as much of this class as soon as possible? And the answer is no, because that doesn't really align with our learning outcomes for the class. Instead, the modules will open up either A, as you complete activities, okay, up to a point, or B, as the weeks go by and we introduce new modules. And as I said, it'll be roughly one module per week, although that's not always going to be the case. So you're going to need to come back to this web page very, very often, and you're going to need to watch this web page for seeing what activities and assignments are open and available for you to do and when their due dates are. A word about the discipline that's going to require you to take this kind of class. Let me come back to me for just a second so you can see me. This class is 8 weeks long. That's the full summer term. Normally when we teach this content in a normal fall or spring semester, we have 15 weeks to teach this content. And that's usually 3 hours a week of interaction time, but in addition, a bunch of extra hours, as you know, for doing homework, okay, and assignments. The 15 hours that we generally take for a semester has been compressed in the summer down to 8 hours. So while there is a lot of flexibility for when you do your work, okay, and there's no expectation that you'll need to meet at a given set time or come to lecture at a given set time. And the due dates are assigned multiple days in advance, so you have a lot of flexibility. But with only 8 weeks to do what would have been 15 weeks worth of work, it's very important that you stay on top of things, that you build for yourself a disciplined schedule for how to progress throughout this summer, okay? It's also very important that you learn the tool of Canvas, and we're going to spend some time going over that in just a second. Find out where everything is, and so like the first week, this first half week from Wednesday to the end of the week to the start of next week really, is what's called Module 0. And I want you to step by step go through Module 0 as soon as Canvas opens up for you. I should have said from the beginning, it may open up today or it may open up tomorrow. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but either today or tomorrow, Canvas will, this will be viewable by you. What was I saying? Right, so you need to stay on top of things. Don't fall behind. Due dates are hard and fixed because we have to move at a pretty extensive clip. Don't go on vacation and forget about it for a week. That's not going to work for you. Or don't fail to come back. This is not a kind of thing that can all be done at the end. Just can't be. You have to stay on top of it and week to week work on the assignments as they come up. So the other part of that is, how do you get in contact with me? Again, on Canvas, as we'll see in just a second, I have given you my email address for reaching out to me. There will be ample opportunity for you to use Canvas bulletin boards and discussions to reach out to either me or your other students. Also in the syllabus, my phone number in my office is up there. I'm not going to be holding regular office hours here on campus because it's the summer months and this is an online course. So the best way to get me is through email. But I am quite often on campus. So if you want to talk to me directly, you can always call me up and see if I'm here at my desk, and I'll be happy to talk to you. But again, email is preferred. That's the better way to get in contact with me. Okay, let's go back over here and let me just kind of highlight some things for you to look for. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. That's going to take us to our Canvas webpage, and obviously things look a little bit different for me because I'm the professor and I have all these extra buttons. So I'm going to go to Student View, and minus this pink border at the bottom down here, this pink footer, you should be seeing basically what I'm showing on the screen here. Once you're logged in, you'll have the opportunity to put a picture here, and I hope you will, because as we're separated from one another, I want to get to kind of know you and kind of get a sense of what you look like. That's helpful to me, helpful to other students. So if you'll put a picture up of yourself in your account, you can go to Account and then work within this menu system to set up notifications for yourself, which are always a good idea, to add a picture for yourself, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Roughly, the course content here is broken up into 4 areas, roughly. And you'll see start here, syllabus, schedule, and content modules. Okay, this is where you'll be going most of the time, over to content modules, to see what assignments are up, what activities you're supposed to be doing, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to start and go left to right. Start here. Well, this is really where you should start, right? This is actually M0 step 1. And this is the first thing you're supposed to do. You'll see this in a second when we go over to the Canvas modules. But this is just an introduction to the course. It has some details about stuff that you need to know about the course. Sorry, I'm going to go back over to the home. Okay. Here also is the syllabus for this semester, this summer term. And again, this is summer full session 2021 CS135-I01. Here's my contact information. That's me. Here's some course description and course objectives. and you'll have the opportunity to read through this and be asked to read through this as a step for completing Module 0. Okay. And then roughly, here's the schedule for this semester. And you'll see that June 2nd is the date of the first week. There's no reading, and this is another thing that Module 0 will help you with. We are going to be using an online textbook provided through a company called Zybooks. Okay, so there's no physical textbook that you need to buy. Instead, you'll need to buy a much cheaper subscription to the Zybooks account to build yourself an account at Zybooks and subscribe to the proper book online. You're free to print that material out if you want it in physical form. Most people choose not to do that, and it turns out not to be that important to have a physical form for most people. But if you want it, you can have it. And more information about that and how to do that is in Module 0. So as you progress through Module 0, and again, I'm mentioning this quite a lot, so you know it's important. But as you progress through Module 0 in these first couple of days of the course, then one of the steps is to do that. Okay, so getting your Zybooks account is one of the parts of Module 0 where we're going to begin. Now, once you're done with Module 0, there's also then going to be moving on into Module 1, and you need to finish Module 0, then Module 1 will open up for you automatically, and then you can start working on the Word and Excel labs, and they'll have due dates that are on into next week, okay? And then you can kind of follow along with the expected sort of progression of the class. This is the schedule as I believe it's going to work out, and as I've set the course up to work out for right now. Okay, so then back over to the home page. And then content modules, this button, also this button goes to modules. This button and this button go to the syllabus. There's information about the assignments that are up, quizzes that are up, discussions that are up, et cetera, et cetera. So you have direct access through these links. But my preference and my expectation is that you'll get to all the things you need to get to through content modules. So either click this button or this button. Okay. And that takes us to content modules, CS135-I01 Summer 2021 modules. And you'll see that Module 0, as soon as this Canvas course opens to you, and again, it might not open until tomorrow, so don't panic, but as Module 0 has Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, Step 5, Step 6, and Step 7, and I ask that you complete Module 0 by the end of June 2nd, okay? And none of these steps are terribly arduous. There's not really much work for you to do here. You need to read the syllabus, and there's a quick quiz on the syllabus. This is a graded quiz. Then there's a Q&A discussion for beginning of the course and to introduce yourself. And these activities are graded. You see this is 10 points. This is 20 points. Okay. And then once you've completed, this note here says, once you've completed Module 0, you may proceed to Module 1, pre-survey and beyond as soon as it opens. So roughly, okay, in an attempt to get us aligned for starting each module, roughly each module will have a pre-module survey to survey your knowledge about the content that we're about to present in that module. And additionally, a post-module survey that opens up after the module is completed. These are graded, but they are only graded for participation, okay? So there's no, I'm not looking, there are right answers, but there's no stress involved in not knowing the right answers. In fact, we kind of prefer that you not know everything before you take the module, right? Because that means there's room to learn about this material for you. And then this helps us track the learning outcomes throughout the semester with the post-module survey that you take after the module is completed. And again, each module is broken up into a series of steps that should be completed one at a time. Some of them, like this one, should be done by June 2nd. This one you have until June 3rd. This one, June 3rd to do. So some of these steps have due dates. Some of them you can do out of order, although the preference is that you always do them in order. Some of them require prior steps in order for the next steps to open up. Okay, so that's a prerequisite, a stepwise prerequisite built into the system. Okay, I would like to go back to the syllabus and look at the grading real quick. And you will have read this, or you will read this, so this will become all clear to you. But here are the grade components: the pre-module and post-module surveys, which again are completely based on participation only, are 5% of your grade. Your participation in the required discussions are worth 15% of your grade. The lab activities are worth 45% of your grade, and the assigned reading participation activities are worth 15% of your grade. What that means, and this will be cleared up as you go through Module 0, what that means is that as you're reading along, the zyBooks textbook is interactive, and it has participation activities built into the reading for the textbook. And I get feedback based on your completion rate of those participation activities. And your completion of those participation activities, aka proof that you've read and interacted with the textbook, is worth a total of 15% of your total grade. And then there is a comprehensive final exam near the end of the semester that's worth the final 20% of your grade. And here's the grading scale. And there's some other stuff that, and again, you're going to be asked to read this whole thing. So those are just some highlights, but there are, of course, other important things in this syllabus. Okay, let's go back to modules real quick. I think I said everything I needed to say. Yeah, I believe so. Right. Okay, so let's come back to me. Okay, so hopefully that's pretty clear. Hopefully as you go along, a lot of this stuff will be self-explanatory. That's how it's designed to be. The module is built so that you can go at your speed within the confines of the due dates, and with knowledge that we're trying to fit 15 weeks of material into 8 weeks. So stay on top of it. Do work at your speed and in your time, but also don't fall behind. Meet the due dates. There's a special rule in the syllabus that says that for the most part, assignments will be accepted late at, I think I said 10% per day off, so a 10% penalty per day late, up to 7 days from the due date. That doesn't work for the end of the semester, so the stuff at the end of the semester that doesn't apply to. But in general, you have 7 days after the due date, losing points at a fairly precipitous rate each day. And that's going to take care of things that unforeseeable circumstances that come up. So it's not a do or die as we go along, especially in the early part of the semester where we're all trying to figure out how we're going to do this. Okay. Again, if you have questions, reach out to me via email, and I'll try and straighten it out for you. All right. Thanks so much, and I'll be in touch.